going to suggest that risk-based testing is not at all affected by changes. It will be. My point there is that risk analysis and risk-based testing provides a vehicle for focusing your testing effort, and that's very important as the focus of the development effort changes, that you be able to refocus. Requirements-based testing, at least with the kind of requirements that most of our clients have, just doesn't seem to provide that same flexibility and change. But again, Diego, your point is well taken that risk-based testing is certainly not a silver bullet for unmanaged change, and that's why I mentioned change very much as an issue in the presentation. Okay, a question from Patricia here. You say that the tester and test management must help their organization understand and manage the challenges to manage expectations. How do you work on this when it is the same management board of the company? It doesn't apply the Agile Manifesto. From the testing side, how do you demonstrate to your CIOs the advantages of Agile? First off, hi Patricia, thanks for joining the webinar. Yeah, I mean this is a good this is a very good question. You know, one of the things that you might do is read some Deming for some thoughts on this, and not necessarily perfect solutions to it, but the contradiction between how management defines processes, priorities, organizational structures, and so forth, and the outcomes that the organization has because of the way those things have been defined. This is a long-running management problem, that things are set up in a particular way. The outcome of that particular way is fully predictable, except that people still, for some reason, manage to be surprised by it. You know, for example, if you give people bonuses entirely based on hitting schedule and budget targets, and then you're surprised that the quality of the software you ship is horrible. You know, you have to, I think, try to educate people in a respectful way about what when you see these inherent contradictions, and I think one of the things that helps is to be solutions oriented, not problem oriented. Testers, we have kind of a bad rap as complainers, because of course it is our job to complain in a way, to file bug reports. When we're talking about process problems, though, and organizational problems, I think it's important to get out of that assessor of quality mode and get into more of a problem-solving mode. So that's what I would advise there. That says, from the testing side, how do you demonstrate to your CIOs the advantages of Agile? Well, I'm not really sure that would be my focus, Patricia. I am neither an evangelist for nor a scourge of any particular life cycle model or process. As I've said, I'm a skeptic. I'm a skeptic in the positive sense, in that I want to be. I want to give all the facts a full hearing before I make up my mind on things. Now, what I would focus on instead is, what is our capability as testers? First off, what are you there to do? Try to clearly define your mission, and then develop some metrics that allow you to measure whether you are being effective and efficient at that. For example, what percentage of the defects do you find, assuming that one of your missions is to find defects? What is your cost per defect? And what could you do to make those metrics move in a direction that was more positive, more beneficial to the company? That's really what I would try to focus on. And then, to the extent that Agile or any other lifecycle model creates challenges for you that push those metrics in an undesirable way, or it creates advantages for you that push the metrics in a desirable way, that's something that I think you need to help people understand. Okay, a comment from Nathan. Thanks for the presentation. Oh, you're welcome, Nathan. Thanks for coming. I appreciate all of you showing up. Mary asks a question, or Marie, sorry. Do you have any specific recommendations for Microsoft project schedules for Agile? As in, do you just use big time buckets or do you break it down a bit? You know, I would actually defer this question, Marie, to some of the people who are more focused on this. I know that, for example, Mike Cohn has done some work on Agile project management, and you might take a look at that. There are apparently some books and articles out there that talk about this. You know, from a test point of view, I've used Microsoft Project quite a bit. It doesn't tend to work real well for scheduling test execution, but it works reasonably well for the other parts of the process. Test execution, I usually use a spreadsheet to track or some test management tool. Comment from Kelly Baker. This presentation was extremely helpful. I'm new to testing and thought the challenges I was experiencing were due to my lack of experience. Well, you're quite welcome, Kelly, and I'm very glad to hear you say that. You know, I think it's always helpful for us to realize, I think, that we're all kind of in the same bucket together, and it is easy to think, oh, God, it's just me. I don't know enough. This is hard, and no, I mean, the thing is, it is hard. Software engineering is hard, and one of the things that I think we tend to fall into this trap of in software engineering is what Fred Brooks referred to as the silver bullet syndrome of thinking that one simple thing is going to make everything easier, and it's just not. You know, I think in the long run, when we get to that plateau of productivity with the Agile life cycles, what we will find is that there are some great ideas in there that have helped us do software engineering better on certain projects, but that software engineering remains hard. And so, you know, any of you who are out there thinking, oh, this is just me, and, you know, there's something wrong with me, or I don't know enough, no, it's hard, and it's going to take a while for us to get our head around it. Good luck to you, Kelly. What do you feel is the future of MS VSTS, asks David, from a QA point of view, maybe compared to a more mature tool like Hewlett-Packard's Quality Center? Wow. Boy, I don't know how to answer that one, David. I mean, I think as you know, the testing tool world remains quite dynamic, and the approaches change. So I think it would be really hard to say, you know, one is going to win and the other is going to lose. I mean, I think what we're likely to see is a ever-expanding universe of options for test automation that at some point will coalesce, but I don't think we're going to see the big test tool shakeout anytime in the next few years. Let's see. Nathan asks, will risk-based approaches be adoptable to an Agile approach and also persist if Agile is jettisoned if it does not work for the development organization? Yes, you can use risk-based for both Agile and for non-Agile. It works just fine. There are a number of other questions, and, you know, I would love to get to them all, but I'm afraid we are out of time. So I'm going to have to close this session. Now, let me just mention a couple of more things about resources available through RBCS. We do plan to run a free webinar like this one once a month, so please check our website on rbcs-us.com, sign up. And if you'd like a